Have you ever wondered why a tiny logo on a handbag can make someone feel like royalty? Why a watch can cost more than a car and still have a wait list? Why people say, it's not just a bag, it's an investment, while their bank account silently cries. Luxury brands aren't selling products, they're selling status, story, and psychology, and today in this video, we're cracking that code. Luxury today is not just about price tags, fancy boutiques, or runway shows. Luxury is about meaning, identity, and emotional memory. People don't buy luxury because they need it. They buy it because it symbolizes something they want to feel. That's the real secret. Luxury brands sell feelings disguised as products. And here's your first hook. People don't purchase things. They purchase who they believe they become when they own those things. Once you understand that, you'll stop trying to impress your audience and start trying to move them. And the timing of this conversation matters. The global luxury market, which grew consistently for years, is now experiencing slower growth. Bain & Company reported that personal luxury goods sales dropped from around 369 billion euros in 2023 to about 364 billion euros in 2024. And 2025 projections show a possible decline of another 2% to 5%. That means luxury brands are under real pressure to communicate better. The just raise the price and people will still buy it era is over. Now brands must storytell or fade out quietly while the world scrolls past them. And here's the hook: the brands that survive now are the ones that make you feel something immediately. This is where the magic happens. Luxury brands have mastered emotional storytelling through three big forces: craftsmanship, personality, and world building. And yes, you can apply these to yourself, your business, or your creative work. None of this requires a $1 million marketing budget. It requires understanding people. Because storytelling is not about what you show. It's about what your audience recognizes in themselves when they see it. Let's start with craftsmanship. When luxury brands show how something is made, they are building emotional depth. Think of a leather bag. On its own, it's leather, thread, and metal hardware. But when a brand shows the workshop, the skilled artisan who has trained for years, the selection of materials, the hand stitching, the shaping, the polishing, the bag becomes more than an object. It becomes an experience. People fall in love with the effort behind the product, not just the product itself. Here's the hook. We admire dedication because we crave our own mastery. When we see skill, we feel inspired, not just impressed. This is why behind-the-scenes content is so powerful in storytelling. People value what they see being created. When you show your work, your process, your struggles, your revisions, your audience begins to care. They see the human behind the message. And humans connect to humans, not polished final results. So the real storytelling move is not, look how perfect this is, but look what it took to get here. The second one builds relationship. The first one builds distance. And let's be honest, perfection is boring. If your process looks too flawless, people won't believe it. They'll treat your work like every other shiny piece of marketing noise they scroll past without thinking. Show the messy table. Show the redose. Show the "I drank 4 coffees before this draft made sense." That's storytelling gold. Hook moment. Your flaws aren't weaknesses in storytelling. They are emotional doorways. Now let's talk about personality. Because luxury brands are no longer mysterious, silent, inaccessible castles guarded by high walls. This used to work, but not in the era of TikTok, YouTube, and constant communication. Consumers now want personality. They want to feel like they're part of something, not being talked down to. And studies back this up. Influencer and creator-led storytelling generates significantly more engagement. In some cases, up to 40 times more response than traditional brand messaging. The world has shifted from aspirational distance to authentic proximity. Humanity is the new luxury. This is why brands like Gucci, Dior, and Chanel now collaborate not just with celebrities, but with creators who speak to communities. The storytelling is no longer top-down. It's human to human. Even luxury houses are learning the same lesson every creator eventually learns. If your message doesn't feel personal, it doesn't land. Hook. Authority is no longer earned by being untouchable. It's earned by being relatable with excellence. And here's your hook moment. If billion-dollar brands can humble themselves enough to post TikTok behind the scenes, you can absolutely stop overthinking your Instagram post. Yes, you who has been drafting the caption for 3 months like it's a NASA launch announcement. Still with me? Good. Let's move to world building. Luxury is not sold through logic. Luxury is sold through feelings, environment, and atmosphere. Brands create world's experiences that shape how we feel. When Chanel held a show at Lake Como, it wasn't just about clothes. It was about beauty, atmosphere, romance, history, and lifestyle. When Dior releases a fragrance campaign filmed in a desert horizon at sunset, they're not just selling perfume. They're selling confidence, mystery, and imagination. Hook. Luxury is not an item, it is a mood. And yes, your storytelling can do this too. You don't need Lake Como. You need atmosphere in how you present yourself. Temperature, tone, mood, voice, lighting, pacing, it all matters. If your content feels meaningful, it becomes memorable. If it feels empty, it gets ignored. Your brand is the room people walk into every time they hear you. Make sure you know what the room feels like. Now let's add a surprising twist. The fastest growing part of the luxury market is not new products at all. It's resale. According to BCG and Vestiaire Collective, the luxury resale market is valued at over $210 billion and is growing at around 10% per year, 3 times faster than first-hand luxury sales. By 2030, it's expected to hit roughly $320 billion. This means something important. Newness is not the core of luxury anymore. Longevity is. Why does resale matter? Because resale items carry history. People want items that have stories, not just shiny surfaces. This tells us something crucial. Stories age better than products. Hook. What you've lived is worth more than what you've bought. And that means your past is not something to hide, it's something to use. Your journey, your mistakes, your learning curve, your struggle, this is your emotional storytelling fuel. You already have the story. You just haven't been telling it. Stop deleting your humanity from your narrative. So let's talk about how you actually apply all of this today. Start every message, speech, video, caption, or presentation with a hook. Not a long introduction. Not boring context. A hook. Something unexpected. Something emotionally charged. Something that makes the viewer say, "Wait, tell me more." A hook earns permission to continue. Once you have attention, move to the emotional core. Explain the meaning, the why, the human experience. And then close by connecting it back to the viewer. Make them feel like they are part of the message. That's what builds loyalty, not information, but identification. Hook, heart, connection, tension, emotion, belonging. This is storytelling that works in any field: business, art, public speaking, teaching, social media, personal branding, leadership, everything. When you master the structure, your communication becomes memorable and impactful. And here's a humor moment to keep this real. If you've ever tried to explain your job to your family and their response was, "That's nice, dear," then congratulations, you now understand why storytelling matters more than titles or complexity. People don't connect to complexity. They connect to meaning, humanity, and emotion. So here's your action step, and yes, I mean you, the person who keeps saying they'll start creating once life calms down. Life isn't going to suddenly pause and present the perfect moment. You have to move now. In the next hours, share one piece of behind-the-scenes content. It does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be real. You don't need special lighting. You don't need a strategy document. You don't need to find the right moment. The right moment is the one where you decide you're done hiding. Your story doesn't need to be perfect to matter. It becomes powerful the moment you share it. Luxury brands succeed because they make people feel something, and you can do the same. Your audience is ready to connect, but they can't connect to silence. So start showing your process, your voice, your journey. Your story is your luxury, and now is the time to let it be seen. If this video helped you see storytelling differently, hit like and subscribe so we can grow your voice together. And tell me in the comments, what story are you ready to share next?